and welcome back to Real Talk with Delphine, where we highlight local businesses that we know and love and know that are doing a fantastic job in our community. So today I'm very excited to have with me Joshua. Joshua is with High Desert Haulers here in town and pretty new to Montrose, I think. So Joshua is going to tell us a little bit more about his story and how he ended up in Montrose. Tell me more about you, Josh.
Well, I moved here in September, full-time. Started this business in January. Moved here to get better care for my sister and myself with my hemochromatosis. My sister with cerebral palsy. We found ourselves having to drive into Colorado Springs all the time for the hospitals, for treatments and such. And this one, having one within a 5-minute drive, it's kind of handy. So
convenient. For sure. Awesome. Well, and since you got into town, that's kind of how we met. We went to a networking group together.
Correct.
That's how I met you. And being in real estate myself and having to have oftentimes things that I need hauled out of properties, it was just a great asset for me to meet you and to know what you were doing. But I don't believe you had this planned when you moved to Montrose originally. You didn't think you were going to do this again.
Correct. When I first moved to before I moved to Montrose, I sold all my equipment when I lived on the eastern side of the state, and thought I was just going to focus on my sister 100%. Came to the realization sitting around the house all day is not fun.
Not good.
So I was looking for something to do and started this business again.
Very good. Well, you're very good at it. I will tell you, for me, I think the last one was 2 hours prior to closing, gave him a call and said, hey, I need these things gone. And they were gone right on time for closing. So thank you for all the hard work that you do. But tell me a bit more about the services that you offer and why junk removal is so important. We have a great article on Montrose Living. So if you have received your Montrose Living in your inbox, Josh wrote a phenomenal article about why junk removal is important, but really things that I didn't think about, like mental health, anxiety. So just dive into it for me a little more and tell me, why is junk removal important for my mental health?
Well, mental health is, if you have a bunch of clutter, you're always looking at it, you're getting more and more depressed. Your normal depression, the junk just adds to it. Automatically, subconsciously, you just automatically become happier. So that's half of the mental health part of it. It just magnifies everything. Whether it's 10 times nicer, you're happier, 10 times worse because you have a bunch of clutter. That's pretty much the mental side.
Yeah, I know personally I can relate to that, because if my house is not tidied up, and I like to blame it on my kids because the chore list is not done. But I feel that constantly, hey, let's pick up hay, and I don't feel myself. So I can totally see that. There are also other risks like fire, correct?
Correct. Fire is a big one. One, just naturally the clutter. Cardboard, wood are the big ones. If you got a bunch of that stacked up, all it takes is a few rubs in the wrong way and that sparks a fire. Cardboard and wood fires are also terrible. Correct.
And the rest is just fuel constantly. It's like I think it's one of the most devastating fire because it fuels the fires. So
right. I've actually witnessed it in a hay stack case where that hay just continuously fuels itself. Fire department can't just put out that fire quick, so it becomes this massive ordeal over somebody just not cleaning up a mess. Whether it's hay, whether it's cardboard, whether it's wood, or just trash laying around. Your family member gets caught in that fire because they tripped. What are you going to do? Or I also deal with commercial businesses. So what are you going to do if your employee gets caught in a fire or your employee trips? That's already a work liability. It's a workman's comp claim. You're already going to lose money, and that's assuming no fire. You have a fire getting placed, then you have to pay out the family afterwards. So it's not just that employee that died or that family member that died. It's potentially your insurance is going to have to pay somebody.
So talking about insurance, I know that my insurance did not want a pool in my backyard. So I had an old pool in my backyard that Josh kindly removed for me.
Trampolines as well is another one.
Yep, trampoline is another one that you just removed at one of my clients' house. Thank you for that. But these things really are so important on your claims. If you haven't told your insurance you have a trampoline or a pool and it hasn't been removed timely, and this time of year with the wind, these trampolines just fly all over town. We've seen them. It just happens every year. So if you need a trampoline removed or if you need anything else removed,
Correct.
call Josh. But on a commercial level, I think it's important to kind of highlight that a little bit more, because you don't just show up and remove a few things. You really help with so much more. So walk me through, as a business, if I need your help, what can you cover? Because I think you have a wide variety of things that you can help us with.
Absolutely.
Whether it's removing things or moving things around. Tell me more.
I will come for just one item. I do have a minimum for that reason though. But I'll show up for one item, whether it's an appliance or a piece of furniture or just a box. And then I'll show up for a whole household, or a whole business worth of clean out the building so it's ready for the next tenant. You name it, we'll haul it. My big thing is if it won't fit in your trash can, we'll come and get it.
That's awesome. But also you take it a step further, because you don't just go to the dump with all of it. You find
Correct.
ways to reuse.
I try to reuse as much as possible.
Donate.
I specifically go to Habitat for Humanity first. If they're willing to take the stuff, if it's good enough to go there, let's start there. Because some stuff's just not good enough. You're better off just taking it to the dump or the scrapyard. But if there's a lot of good stuff, absolutely. We try to go to Habitat for Humanity specifically. I chose them because they're not heavy on the administrative fees, where the administration takes most of the money. They actually give away quite a bit of their money. So we chose to use them specifically. We also try to go to Shepherd's Hand with things like sleeping bags, food that might be good, and donate to them for the homeless group that they have coming in there every day for their meals.
And next month, talking about Shepherd's Hand, they will be in next month Montrose Living issue, telling us more about what's coming up for Shepherd's Hand. So stay tuned. Yeah.
And after the thrift store, anything that they don't want. In fact, I tell them don't take anything off the truck that you don't want. And then we take it to the scrap yard if it's recyclable.
Reclaim Metal.
Reclaim Metals we try to deal with. The other one likes to put us through too much hassle to make it worth up in Olathe. But Reclaim Metals predominantly, anything they'll take, and in our case, they'll actually take more from us than they will the average person because of us being a professional business. It's like a partnership we have with them, so to speak. And then what doesn't work there goes to one of the dumps, depending on where we're closest to. So.
Awesome. And so as we talk about all this, for me, I wonder, how do I get a hold of you? Let's start there.
Well, you can find me on Facebook. You can find me on Instagram. Those are the easiest. Or you can also call me at 970-901-7956.
Okay.
And you can also find me on Montrose Living magazine, like she showed us earlier,
right.
for the last 2 months of issues.
Or at Jimmers, maybe.
Oh, you can definitely always find me at Jimmers for sure. I'm in there at least once a day. Another one of my customers too.
Very good. And so when we talk about Jimmers, and I know that's one of your habits, and you've talked about your sister earlier today.
Correct.
Would you like to tell us more about your sister?
I have a sister with cerebral palsy, like I said a minute ago. She's my reason for everything, my reason for living today. I can say that honestly. Many, many years ago, you may not know this, so here's your emotional time.
Oh, no.
I tried to commit suicide, pulled the trigger. Luckily, the gun didn't go off, and my sister was who took the camera, or took the gun, excuse me. So I say that she's the reason I'm here today. She's also the reason I do what I do, because I'm her caregiver, I'm her guardian, her power of attorney. I'm basically a single dad of a sister.
That makes sense.
So that's why I do what I do with this business.
And so can we find your sister on the job sometimes?
My sister does come with me on a few of the jobs when she wants to. I don't force her to ever show up. You can find her at Jimmers, though, for sure. She's more addicted to Jimmers than I am.
And she's here today. She didn't want to be on camera, so we didn't do that today because we didn't want to make her. Just like you
Absolutely.
said, we won't make her do anything, but she's a big part of your life, and I just want to make
Absolutely.
sure that she was part of this.
Yeah.
Because she is very important to all of us here.
Look at that smile.
Yes, phenomenal smile. I wish you could see it, but you're just gonna have to come to Jimmers after this
That's
in
right.
order for you to see it.
They're gonna come to Jimmers. You guys heard her. You got to come to Jimmers.
She said she would love to see you there. That's amazing. So we'll see you there after at Jimmers or anywhere else in town where Josh is
I'm
hauling.
at San Juan Brews every Saturday. You guys should definitely come to that if you're a business owner.
Yes, on Tuesday mornings at 8 a.m. on our last Real Talk with Delphine, we talked about Big with Stacy Dieter, and that's exactly where I met Josh. It's an amazing networking group. What has it done to you as a business?
My business has grown astronomically just by being there. Meeting Delphine, she's been a customer of mine a few times already. Stacy was one of my customers.
You've
Quite
even
a few
helped
people in there. Have
other
been my
people that I've
customer.
interviewed.
Studio
Jill,
14 was my customer. Jill was one of my customers.
Yes. So
You
we're all
name it,
very, very
yeah.
tight, for sure. It's a tight business group that is not just about talk, but really about connecting, real connections and real results. We talk about what we need in our business, and we get what we need out
Absolutely.
of it. Yes, I agree.
I may not get direct jobs from some people, but I definitely get referrals from almost everybody, if not everybody. So.
Yeah, for sure. I would agree with you. Same here. Amazing networking group. 8 a.m. San Juan Brews every Tuesday morning. And Josh and I will see you there.
Absolutely.
Well, Josh, thank you so much for your time today.
Thank you.
I really enjoyed getting to know you better today.
I appreciate
and
it.
I can't wait to see you out there giving back to the community and do it what we do best, which is make our community better.
Absolutely.
Thank you all for watching. Have a great day.